You played John Travolta's brother in the film. We see that sibling dynamic, those spats. What was it like
Uh-huh.
on set?
I mean, it was great. For one thing, John is just amazing. Obviously, he's an icon. He's like a true professional, one of the great actors. So, working with him is amazing. But he comes to set with a big smile on his face and gives you a big hug every morning, and you get off to work. So, the atmosphere was amazing, and he and I had a great rapport. We had a real ease with each other. Um, which made it even easier for that dynamic to kind of exist. But also the writing was fun. It's just like it's kind of my character is this guy who just thinks everything's going to work out fine and not hey, don't worry about it. It's all good. And he's my big brother John Travolta's character. He's the mastermind behind we're a crew, we're a heist crew,
Mhm.
pulling off these heists, and he's like the brains behind the whole thing. Um, yeah, and the premise is, basically we have this heist that goes wrong, and he retires, but I'm not ready to retire. I want to keep going. I want to like get this thing going. So I put the whole crew back together, and we about to start this heist, and Mason finds out about it, and I'm pretty incompetent. So he's like, no, 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 we can't do this. He flies in to try to stop the heist, but by the time he gets there, it's already too late. So he has to just jump in and try to salvage the whole thing. And yeah, our dynamic is brothers. I'm like, don't worry about it, bro. It's gonna be fine. Like, come on, let's keep going. He's like, you don't understand what it takes to pull something like this off.
Yeah, we
Uh,
see you kind of try and step into that mastermind role and kind of do one yourself, kind of lead it yourself, and things could go wrong. Um, it was definitely tactical, right? But there was also a lot of physical elements in the film too. Like, how did you prepare for that?
well, we did a lot of rehearsals. We did a bunch of we had a couple weeks there where we went through and we shot everything kind of in mostly in one spot. So we were able to go from, the teller area, the bank area, the main
Mhm.
bank area, down to like the vaults and everything. We could kind of do it all, and we had a lot of great people working on the film with us. So we just got really, we got into the rhythm of it, and practiced, and yeah, that was it was pretty easy in terms of preparation. We just kind of got in there and got it done.
Not any major stunt work or anything like that.
Nothing too crazy. I mean, I remember there's a scene where me and Quavo were driving. We drive off a
Mhm.
thing into the
The
lake,
water, yeah.
into the swamp or whatever. And that was like a little bit nerve-wracking because they have those water moccasins and stuff, and
Mhm.
those we were down in the south in Georgia.
Oh wow.
So everybody was a little paranoid about that, and also the car is sort of sinking. I mean, they had it all worked out,
Mhm.
but the car is sinking, and you have to get out in time and swim out, and so that was a little bit of excitement, but it worked out great, and it looked really cool. So
Yeah, I did. I did.
yeah.
You've been acting since you were a kid. You've done drama, you've done horror, you've done action, you've done all of it. What made you want to take this role?
Well, that's actually kind of why, I love doing different stuff. I love That's kind of the spice of it all for
Mhm.
me is generally really challenging myself, doing something that I never expected myself to do, or sort of trying to conquer, you know, playing a role that I, you know, that I'm not even sure I can play. Sometimes I love challenging myself, but I love diversity. And in this case, I had made a movie with Randall where I played a serial killer, really, serious, kind of intense role. And then he offered me this one, and I read it, and I'm like, all right, this isn't the kind of movie I normally would do, but it looks like a lot of fun, and John Travolta, obviously, and also it's just different for me, which is what I love to do. So So I was like, hell, let's just have a great time. Maybe, it'd be nice to do a movie where I'm not like emotionally, you know, in knots.
Yeah.
A lot of the movies I do, there's like, they're challenging in different ways in that way, but they're like, they can be taxing. So this was sort of fun to just do something
Yeah.
lighthearted, where we all just had a blast making it. And so, yeah, we had a great time. So I'm happy I got to do it.